Hello, sir. Hi.
Hi Gaurav. Please don't call me sir, you can call me Tanish. So can we start with a short intro first?
So, I am applying for an AI engineer position at your company. I have some experience as a software engineer. I have built some AI applications and some workflows I have automated in my company.
So basically you are telling me that you have automation experience along with some software dev.
Yes, yes.
Okay, so by automation, if I ask you this question, that you might have heard about, LLMs, agents and all of that because you have tried out AI agents and stuff. You said
Sometimes,
that,
yes,
right?
yeah.
Yeah. So can you tell me what is the basic difference between an LLM and an agent?
An agent is something which can perform actions, and so the API calls that it makes is can be to external systems, can be to our own internal system also, while an LLM cannot make API calls.
Yeah, can you take it to whiteboard then?
Sure.
We can have an explanation there.
Let's say you have a user who says, plan my trip itinerary. I'm going to some place for a vacation. This query reaches your system. So we are a TripAdvisor system. What we can do is go and ask an LLM to make the plan for us. But there is a problem. The trip query can be something as simple as, I'm going to Austria, please plan a trip itinerary. But I don't know about the user. I don't know who they are, whether they're going with family, what are their flight preferences, what are the hotel preferences, various things that are necessary. What would be ideal is if the LLM could counter question the user, asking them for a form to be filled with their details. Like what flights are you looking for, what are the dates, all of this stuff. After this form has been filled, the LLM will go and make a search. Let's say a flight system which tells me the prices. So this would be my query to the flight system. And I would also connect with, let's say, a hotel system which would tell me which rooms are available and at what price. Once I have the relevant context along with the prompt, that's when the LLM can actually make a decision as to how should I plan the itinerary of this user, which will be forwarded to our system, and our system is going to give that as a response to the user.
So Gaurav, can you tell me, like you said that LLM is doing this query to the flight system, let's say any website, or LLM is doing this query to the hotel system or any website.
Yeah.
So is LLM making the call or is like
No.
LLM deciding to make the call?
The LLM is deciding to make the call. That's a
Okay.
good point. This hotel system that we have and the flight system is actually not being directly called by the LLM. The LLM cannot make API calls. You have to have this interaction between your system, which has the right permissions to call the hotel management system, and your system, which has the right permissions or context. This can be a system prompt on how to call, when should you call. These rules can be given. And also you might need auth keys, you might need a way to pass this response. All of those things are tools. The best way to describe a tool is like a function call. Instead of thinking of this as an API call, it's going to be called a tool. And the LLM decides that, okay, I got the user query, I need more context. I need to know which flights the user can book. So they can make a call to the flight system. Then they say, I also need some context around the hotel system. Is the LLM making the call? No. They are telling the system in the response that tool call search flights. Okay, where search flights is like a function. It's actually a tool where we have described what does search flights do, which parameters it needs, the description of every parameter, and also what kind of values can be passed in. Once you get a response of those flights, like a function call, you take that and you pass it back to the LLM.
So all of the information of what tools are available, and you just said that you need the description and all of that. Where are you actually going to tell the LLM about all the description or what all tools are available?
That definition is there in the system prompt, and this system prompt can change for every single interaction that you have with the LLM. Usually it is static though.
Okay, cool. So can you also tell me that you said that it is going to call multiple tools, right? LLM is deciding to call multiple tools. So it should be in like what format? Is it sequential? Is it loop?
Oh yeah, it could be, it's a loop in the sense that the LLM is deciding, should I continue making tool calls or should I exit the loop? And here's the response with the exit. So the final way for a LLM to exit the loop is to either say, I can't get this answer, sorry, or I got the answer, great, I have enough context to answer you. That's the time when you actually forward this plan to the user. And this loop has multiple parts, as you can see. If there is a hotel call and a flight call, these are not related to each other, so they can be asynchronous. But if the flight call depends on the hotel call, or the hotel call depends on the flight call, then you want it to be ordered and synchronous.
Cool. Yeah. Thank you so much, Gaurav. Yeah, it was a good answer.
Oh, I cleared, is it?
Yeah.
ठीक है, मैं फिर से करता हूँ.
नहीं, ये bloopers में डाल देना.
Yeah, boy.
Hello, sir.
Hi, Gaurav. So, can we start with a short intro first?
Yes, my name is Gaurav. I have more than 700k subscribers on YouTube. I'm a very famous person, but I don't have any money, so I was looking to become an AI engineer now. Yeah.
Getting a response, and what's the difference between both of them?
Sure. An LLM is like made by OpenAI, or let's say Hugging Face has some models. We can actually just call those models to get some text, while an agent is something that we usually build as the engineers. And yeah, so an agent is what the end user interacts with, and the LLM is what we interact with.
Oh, so yeah, you're clearly you don't have any.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah. So, clearly you are. Yeah. So clearly you have worked more with software. Be more explanatory. Like try to include some examples and all of that.
Agent is like a person.
देखो इन्हें ये है होश
You can have a water.
Gaurav.